And welcome back to the Post Show, episode number 5. This week we talk about ReZero, Jujutsu Kaisen, To Your Eternity, the new Dragon Ball Super movie that got announced for 2022. Grant has a hot take on Yasuke, which is worth hearing. We cover the Corridor Crew YouTube channel, which we recently discovered, the new Star Wars Bad Batch anime that just came out, and the trailer for Venom 2. Thank you for listening. Enjoy.
Oh, hey, Grant.
Hey, Dave.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
Man, do we have things to talk about.
Oh my god.
So, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, you're gonna be so disappointed.
You're going to be disappointed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I think maybe for different reasons. Dude,
all right.
The only thing that saved me this week was you and I being like, let's set a limit of like 5. Because I could have watched that whole fucking show. I'm getting the vibe that you did not.
Sorry?
I'm getting the vibe that you did not watch 5 episodes.
No. So what happened was, I got about 5 minutes into the 3rd episode.
Wow.
And I was like, I knew it's a long season. Mm-hmm. I was like, I need to finish ReZero. Like, right. I blasted through the first season, watched the movie, like the crossover or the bridging movie.
Right.
And then season 2. I think by the time I had finished season 1 in the movie, like it was about like 6 weeks into the second season.
That's another big one, eh? Like,
oh, Dave. Oh, fuck.
I haven't touched it.
We're going to talk about it this week. We'll do Jujutsu Kaisen, but we'll get to ReZero after. But anyways, and I was like, fuck, I cannot burn through Jujutsu Kaisen. I can't even like without finishing this, because like this was one of the shows I was looking forward to the most this year. Since I think you and I at Christmas had talked about, like, it's people were talking about it, and it was just sitting there, and I tried it, fell in love with it.
Well, no, tell me about it now. Like, so
okay,
I'll tell you, like, I watched. There's like a billion versions that you can watch of that show, I think, right?
Oh,
there's
yeah.
Like the director's cut of
there's
season
1. There's the original run, which is like the 20-minute or 25-minute episodes. I don't know if it was the case of the director just wasn't happy with it or whatever it is, but he put out, or the studio put out the director's cut, which is about 3 episodes smushed together into like one long 45-minute episode or 50-minute episode, which I actually liked at the time.
I think I got through one of those.
The first one, yeah.
And no hate, it just didn't grab me. You know what I mean?
No, that is the problem I found with the first season is what I think is the boon of the show, like the juice is not early. This is funny. This is going back to Invincible last week. You know, like you get the tone, and then like right at the end of the episode, you get to like what the show is actually about.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had done it any later, it wouldn't seem genuine. And I think this is kind of the case with ReZero. There's a lot of mystery and like unknown, and then when it gets to that point of where like, you know, like what the show is, or what it's about, like it really kicks off. And like,
how long would you say it takes to kick off into that first season?
Probably like not even much. Like probably you had to get into the second one, because that's the thing too, right? Like you're getting 3 episodes of content in one episode, so there's a lot of like big narrative shifts that happen within an episode. And the director's cut is probably, and that's the thing too, like there's some visuals that are better, there's some changes, there's some extra lines of dialogue, like some scenes are cleaned up, beautiful animation, some odd CG here and there, like between the first and like I think I have 10 episodes left of the second season. But no, I love this show. It's definitely like me expanding my horizons a little bit when it comes to anime. It's not something,
it's like it's an isekai, right?
It's an isekai, but it's like, it is. Yeah, it is.
Have I watched isekais? Like, I'm trying to think of like any of the shows that we like. Are they technically, do they fall into that category?
No, I don't think so.
Not that matters. I was just curious.
I guess you could argue that Dr. Stone to a certain extent.
Yeah, okay.
But that's a stretch, because it's still like, you know, you're not being transported to a different world. You're just like kind of jumping ahead in time. Like there's a space between like the old world and new world kind of thing.
Right.
That's a little different. It's not quite the same, but that would be the closest straw I could grab. But no, the show doesn't take much more to kick off, and like it's horror, plain and simple. You know, like it's I don't that's the thing, because you haven't gone into it. I cannot spoil like what the show is like, the crux of like the plot device of the show is, because it's something like, it's not overtly original, I don't think, but the way they use it to tell the story is, and Dave, like the writing in this show, like the conversation, like it's a little weebish at times, and like it's you know, it's waifu out of control. Big time.
Which just sucks me right out of it. I have such a
hard
time with that.
And stuff. I know, and there's some stuff in it like originally, but it's not like they present the waifu to you, and like the waifu looks the way she looks, and like they're obviously like, you know, some of them are scantily clad dress, some aren't, some have personalities that are, you know, kind of not hypersexualized, but like, you know, they're really putting the voice, just the performance is very what it is. But even that's the case, like you look like there's these two characters, these two sisters, they're both like they wear maid outfits the whole fucking show. Like your traditional, like your French maid outfit, and like it's jarring when you first see it, but like they're both incredibly well written characters, and like it's but like I said, there is and there's a very famous waifu moment that like the fans are like, you chose the wrong girl, and it's crazy. Like I watched the show, and it's not something that I normally would have watched, but and it's not even looking past that. Like I genuinely like the show, and it's not an issue of like, oh, like, yeah, like I'm just getting through this stuff for the other stuff. Like I like it all, like across the board. Like the writing is really, like when there's like I said, there's obviously some like very like weebish writing moments and all that, and the character's kind of like what's the fucking word? The kids say, like a simp, you know, like he does like a little bit of that, but like it's a character development of like, the guy's a fucking bum in the old world, and he's still kind of a bum, and he has like a very shallow and narrow-minded goal in the beginning, but it expands, and it blossoms into something true and believable. Some fucking unreal fights in this show, Dave. Like,
really?
Good. Yeah. Oh, okay. Like they said it, like they turn it on into like high fantasy. Like, it's a high fantasy show, right? But like the horror elements are fucking gross, and it's like body horror and blood and like viscera. It's like I said, there's for you, like, you know, I wouldn't absolutely like say you have to watch it, because I know there's some things that just aren't to your flavor, but it is one of those shows, I think, like going forward, it will be looked back on as one of the best of the decades.
Yeah, I mean, so on that note, I mean, you know, I think you know, and everybody knows at this point, like I just watch too much fucking YouTube, right? Reviews, react videos, things like that. I'm an animal. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I know how you do it.
I don't know why I became this way. But anyway, but yeah, like a lot of the people whose like reviews I really enjoy and respect, they like ReZero is like right in all of their catalogs.
Oh.
It was very big, I know that, like even just being adjacent to all the noise about it. I don't know anything about the show, like I haven't been spoiled or anything, but yeah, I'll probably end up watching it. Which is good because the mechanic, like the main mechanic of the show, and I know that like in the pilot that I watched. No, it's shortly introduced. Okay, I think. But I remember you saying that you're like, oh, you know, I tried the first few episodes, and then I almost fell off, but then I watched one more, and then I got hooked or something. Well, what I did is I had I had watched the non-director's cut. I had physically watched 2 episodes, and I was like, I don't know if this is for me. This isn't exactly. And then I had done the research on the director's cut and comparisons, and everyone's like, fucking watch the show. Like, you know, like, so I watched the director's cut, and I was hooked. And that was the thing, too. Like, I think, like, I had finished season 1, and it is so heavy. I was like, do I really want to, I don't know if I want to jump right in. I want to have some time with it. And then I started watching, and we're going to go back to Jujutsu Kaisen. I got a few episodes in, and I was like, this is fucking beautiful. This is like, you know, this is kind of like the horror elements that I kind of like in anime, like, because it's we said this before, like months ago. No genre, in my opinion, does horror better than anime. Like when it's good, it's great. Yeah. And
And I was just like, okay, it could pop in my head. I was like, fuck, I gotta stop this. I gotta watch ReZero. And I'm almost done, so I'll be able to get into Jujutsu Kaisen with you probably by next week. But ReZero, guys, like I said, if you're listening to the show and you're into anime, like this is a big one, and it's gonna be a big one for years to come. And
so they wrap season 2. Is that
season 2 is done? No, I believe. Actually, honestly, I don't know. I would be surprised. Just the way the story, like narrative wise, like big picture. I don't think it would make sense to end it. I feel like there's stuff like because it's kind of weird because the second season so far it's kind of like a bottle episode.
Yeah.
Over the whole season.
Oh, interesting.
And it's like, oh shit, like we're nowhere close to going. Like the stuff that was kind of alluded to.
Runway.
Oh my god, big time. Yeah. So I think honestly, this could be like a 4 or 5, maybe 6 season show.
Oh, okay.
Just from like my assessment of what I'm watching now.
About how big the world is, etc.
Yeah.
Interesting.
ReZero, good shit.
All right, I'll briefly talk about Jujutsu Kaisen because you haven't watched it, and I won't spoil anything. I will just say this, and it ties into the other thing I want to talk about, which is To Your Eternity.
Yeah.
Though, have you watched any more of that? Or you?
No,
I'm not going to hold it against you. You've been busy.
No, we finally finished Made in Abyss, so that's the next thing.
So last night I caught up on anime. Busy weekend, and I didn't get to do my Sunday anime routine. Fucking.
Isn't that the worst?
Unreasonable. Unforgivable. Not good. So I caught up on some anime. Didn't have a ton of time, but I watched 2 episodes that were both so good and so different, and like both such a great example of how diverse anime can be and how badass it can be. And that was Jujutsu Kaisen episode 7, which is where I am. So you can tell me if I should watch anymore, if I should wait for you, or if I should. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm probably gonna have ReZero cleared up by what's today? Today is Tuesday. Probably by Thursday I'll be cleared up, and I'll be moving on to Jujutsu Kaisen after that.
So should I pause where I am?
If you stop at 10, I can probably be by 10 by Tuesday.
10 sounds fair.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're about to get like an episode that really like shows what the show is going to be about. It's like an early episode, like maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then, but this episode 7, I just watched. Really, I was like, oh, I see. Like the hype is so real with this show.
Yeah.
They just kind of kick it up to another notch in the animation and just like fight stuff. No spoilers, but just like they really go for it, right? Which we knew. You and I talked.
They make that very evident right from the get go.
They kick it up another notch in this episode I just watched, and I was just reeling off it, and I was like, man, what? Just so much cool, creative, world-building type shit. It's like, it's really hard to replace that feeling, and I know you know what I'm talking about, when you discover, it doesn't have to be anime, but you discover a new something, like a new show or movie or book or whatever, and they're just force-feeding you all this exposition about like, here's how the rules of this world work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here's the rules that you play by, and they have to explain that, and all the time it can be onerous, and other times it can be hype as fuck.
Yeah.
And it was the latter. This episode just really kicked it up a notch for me.
It's crazy because there's like that off, like, and we talked about this last week, like you could hear us fucking like screaming into the mics, like this show has fucking grabbed me by the ears and was like, fucking pay attention. Dude. Like, I'm in for it. I'm excited.
Oh, and lastly on Jujutsu Kaisen, actually, dude, have you listened to the ending credits?
Yeah.
Did you watch them?
Like the art style? Like
the art style.
Like them kind of like almost
dancing.
like runway. Yeah, and like wearing like cool streetwear and all that.
Yeah.
I think I talked about that last week. I was blown away. I was like, fuck, this jams,
I can't remember
man.
If you did.
Yeah.
Well, 1, jams. 2, hella art style.
Yeah.
3, I love that they just so unashamedly completely changed it. It's nowhere near the character of like the OP. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. I loved I don't watch many outros for shows every time. I watch the Jujutsu Kaisen outro and music every time.
Yeah, the ReZero one is it's funny too because that show like it'll be like 5 episodes they don't even do the OP in a row, and then like they'll just throw it in one time. And same thing for the outro. Like it's one of those shows, and Attack on Titan kind of flirted with this a little bit last season, where it was actually the height, like the big, like, you know, the cliffhanger moments where the outro music plays as it's kind of going, and then the credits are flowing through the screen. ReZero does that a lot, and every time
Jujutsu Kaisen does that a couple times too.
It always lands. Like it's like they know
Demon
it's
Slayer's
gonna land.
done it a couple times.
That's true. Yeah.
Like shows know when they're like, oh, this is the moment. Like,
we gotta
let this work out.
Yeah, we got a fucking fastball here.
Last one for me, or no, just on the funny thing was I watched this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen that just had me rocked. And then I watched the most recent episode 5 of To Your Eternity. I won't spoil.
Cliff.
Yeah, they couldn't be more different shows, right? One's like shonen hype, Unreal animation, and really cool shit like that. And To Your Eternity feels like I'm reading a really sad story.
Really? Yeah.
But like it's so engaging. And the premise of the show, I think you've seen, like it develops. It gets better. I don't know, if there's an end in sight or what their intentions are with this show, but yeah, they throw a bit of a curveball that I just didn't see coming in episode 5, and I was just like, damn, like how many times can a show change the rules on you, or introduce new rules, or just make you care about things when you don't think you care about them? You know what I mean? Like, That anime or that pilot, I still stand behind that statement. I'll say it every time about this show. The pilot to Your Eternity is a complete advertisement about why you should check out anime. You know what I mean? It is like, it's not like, peak art form, peak like shonen fights or anything, but it's
but that's not
example.
Anime is just, that's the thing. Anime is not just shonen fights. It's not just like, like it's at the end of the day, like it's visual storytelling. And it has it in spades. Like I've watched that first episode a few times already. Like I'll eventually watch. When Leanne and I get to it, which is soon. But I've just rewatched it like 3-4 times. Like it's just fucking great. Like
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of just pure shonen fights.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
Nah, Dragon Ball Super movie.
Oh.
What did you think I was gonna say?
Oh, I thought we were leaping into Yasuke.
Oh, you know what? I haven't watched it.
Oh, I got some.
So let me just say this very quickly. This is a very quick one on Dragon Ball Super. So they're doing a second, third, fourth. Actually, they've done several Dragon Ball Super movies at this point.
Is this canon?
Canon. Akira Toriyama is writing it. So it will directly follow the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Is that canon too, or is that like a throwaway movie?
It's fucking canon. Crazy, right?
When's this movie coming out, Dave?
2022.
Okay, I'm gonna make a proclamation right here to you right now. I will watch all of Super, catch up on all the movies in time for this movie. You and I will go see it. You and I in 2022 will go see this movie in theaters, and I will understand what's going on.
That is so much content. It's
I don't
131 episodes of anime.
131? Fuck. Okay. Well, one a day. We can do this.
Well, you could, and I wouldn't blame you, and I bet Dragon Ball Super fans wouldn't either. You could watch like the first 2 movies, which I bet you've seen already.
No, I haven't seen anything.
No, you have. You just don't know it.
Oh.
Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F are the first 2 arcs, like the first 30 or 40 episodes of Dragon Ball Super.
I have not seen those.
Oh, you're a son of a bitch. But you could shave some episodes off if you did it like that.
Dave, the most I know about this season is what, over an hour-long train ride with you, over drinks on the way to Montreal, was you just in summary of to that point what had happened in Dragon Ball Super, and that's just all I have in my memory logs.
They made the right, they really fixed that canon problem that they had. GT following Z but not being canon. And then, all those offshoot movies they had that were also not canon.
Yeah.
And then the original creator, Toriyama, coming back, making super canon, and then legitimizing it by making his own, writing his own movies, which was Broly, to fix the Broly character. He severely alters what you know about Broly and reintroduces him in a canon fashion, because Broly was technically never canon.
Yeah, I knew that much.
So anyway, when Super ended, they did 131 episodes, but people were hungry for more. They had a really strong last arc, and then they did the movie, and the movie got overwhelmingly positive reviews. So it's good to see that that wasn't the last of it, and that they're going to do more. So I'm excited to see it.
Do you think this is the route they're going to take going forward with Dragon Ball?
I don't know. The one thing that it seems like no anime nowadays can escape is critique on the animation quality. And let me tell you, man, like with Super, like we thought there were a couple so shots in like AOT and other animes. Like there are entire episodes of Super that look like they're fan animated. Like there are a couple fucking stinkers in there.
You've told me that, yeah. That's so strange.
Yeah, same deal as always, man. Budget, time. There's like it was just at such a point at one point where fans would be like, oh, like it's this guy overseeing animation for this episode. It'll be better than usual. Oh, but if it's this guy in the credits, it'll only be okay. And it was like
Jesus.
It was
Christ.
like it was actually like to a relatively high degree of accuracy.
Really?
Like, there are a couple shots in there where it's like, what? Like, how could you possibly? It's just weird, man. Because if you think about Z, the one thing you say about Dragon Ball Z is it's fucking steady. Like,
yeah.
The whole way through. They have way too many episodes, but it's steady.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes.
But anyway, so Dragon Ball 2022, give it a try. See if you can get through 131 of them.
I'm gonna do it. Every milestone I get to, I'll update it in my Twitter profile. So if you're just curious, you don't have to ask me. Just go to my Twitter handle. You'll see it. Like,
what's your Twitter handle?
What? Oh, at Grant Picard.
At Grant Picard. There you go. I'll check in. They've got a couple of good arcs in there, man. Definitely worth watching that that series.
Dragon Ball's where it started for me, man. So it's so strange. Well, I'm sure everyone YTV. That's like Dragon Ball was that Pokemon and Digimon. It's all they played. It was awesome.
God, I'm playing Pokemon on an emulator on my computer right now.
Oh yeah, it's to this day I love it. Like I was thinking too. I want to go back and I want to try and get one of those working because Corinne's been playing the new ones. Like Leanne and I played them when they came out, but Corinne's playing them now too. It's like fuck. Like this is Pokemon, and I like it for what it is. Like it's It's not nothing to cry home about, but I'm not trying to sound like an old man, but the old ones were just better.
Oh, 100%, dude.
To be fair, I only ever played like the original and silver.
Yeah,
I played red and silver.
Same thing. I was like blue and gold, so it was like the same generation though.
Yeah, opposites.
But those games are legit, man. All right, Yasuke.
Yasuke.
How far are you? Are you?
We blasted it out in one night.
What?
Yeah, Leanna. It's only 6 episodes.
Oh, okay. Like 20 or 30 apiece?
The first one, I believe, was like 45 minutes, and then it was like 30 minutes apiece.
That's still significant, though.
It's, Mappa Man. I don't know what the fuck there is going on over there. They got a very weird work philosophy when it comes to content, because talk about...
They went for it in this one?
Dave, there's a lot of problems with this anime, which I was shocked.
Yes, give me critical P-card.
You want critical P-card? Okay.
Fucking tear this thing apart.
Okay, I'll hit a couple good things. No, I'll do the good things at the end. In my opinion, because it's dubs only, like it's all in English. Not good, and anyone that says Lakeith Stanfield blew it out of the park is a liar.
Anybody that says what?
Anyone that says Lakeith Stanfield, who plays Yasuke, the main character, who says he blew it out of the water, it literally sounds like someone put a mic in front of him and he just ripped through it.
Really?
Yeah, it's nothing. I don't know, which is funny because the definitively best thing and will have the longest legacy of the show is the music and the soundtrack, which is... Do you know, are you familiar with Flying Lotus?
That rings a bell, but
he's like a hip-hop, like kind of like electronic, has very good music. I've listened to his stuff over the years. Very, very out there, kind of synthy, like kind of like lo-fi in points, like really good stuff. Dave, the soundtrack is fucking tremendous.
Really?
The music throughout this, absolutely knocked it out of the park. Fight scenes, some of the best fight scenes I've seen this year by far is Mappa. I was watching it and I was like, fuck, where was this in Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
You know, like but that's the thing too. We didn't have like a really one-on-one heavy combat in Attack on Titan, which watching this and then what we saw at Jujutsu Kaisen, all I can think about is like when it comes down to blows there, we're going to see some pretty cool shit. I really hope we do.
In what, Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, in Attack on Titan.
Oh, yes.
I want to see Mappa fucking do what they've done in these shows.
Yes.
Just unload. So, I will say, like, Leanne and I, like, we enjoyed the show.
What are the problems?
The problems,
you alluded to.
The problems, and that's the thing, there's some context I'm missing. I don't know if this is like a one-off anime or a manga. I don't know
origins.
I don't know, because I know it's low-key kind of based on a historical figure, but Dave, like, we get into the show, I thought this was just going to be like a medieval, I thought this was going to be like a semi-accurate historical drama.
Oh, okay.
Action drama. And Dave, this thing,
it's not?
This is Demon Slayer smoking crack cocaine. Like, it is... Dave, there's...
Sorry,
Dave, there's fucking mechs.
Really?
There's like giant mechs. There's like spiritual like monsters. There's like fucking spiritual arrow attacks and like Dave. If this was based on a manga, they took like 10 years or like 5 years of content and smashed it into 6 episodes, and a lot of it doesn't make sense.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. And that's the thing. I don't know if it's based on a manga, because if it is, why the fuck would they push this out in 6 episodes? You know?
Yeah. Interesting.
So there's that. They have a power level problem. There's a side character.
A power level problem in only 6 episodes. That's impressive.
That's the thing. So there's a power level problem there's a side character, kind of like the co-main character, and they get to you get to the point in the episode, Yasuke can't beat this. Mm-hmm. Oh, the girl can. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the girl fixes it. Goes to the next episode. Yasuke does what he can, can't beat the character. Oh, she conveniently has a power upgrade. Defeats the enemy. And then it just progresses for the rest of the 6 episodes till the fucking thing is done. And it's like, it's just a little sloppy. You know, the biggest thing is like, what we saw was so good. It's like, why would you not invest the time and money and create a lasting legacy for this show and spread this out over like 2-3 seasons? Because it would be all time.
Really?
It would be, because like...
But it just feels kind of like just smushed.
Dave, so, okay. Fuck. See, that's the thing. There's one, like, the biggest... There is such a shameless, needless death in this show of a character sacrificing themselves that makes 0 fucking sense, and it's like, it feels like you knew that guy for 20 seconds. Why did you kill yourself like that?
Does the death kind of make it harder for them to continue into future seasons?
Oh, like that character's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not the main character. It's like a side character.
Okay.
It's a side character that kind of like comes to the rescue, you know, but like was at one point, you know, like it's... And that's the thing, though. The character designs are awesome. The story is like, they set up this, like, they burn the first 3 episodes on a villain who's like, you know, like, I work for the evil queen, and like, you know, like, it's like, oh shit, like this. And then they kill him, and then the last 3 episodes is them now just fighting the big bad. And it's like, why did they waste 3 episodes on this fucking nobody?
Especially when you've only got a total of 6.
Yeah, like, why'd you waste all this time?
6 is just not a lot, man.
But that's the thing, too. They could have solved a lot of problems if they didn't have this one villain character. They focused on, like, just, like, the big bad was, like, constantly against them throughout the whole thing. And I say that, and we were enamored. Like, we liked it. It was just like, fuck. Like, Dave, it's the, classic case of just blowing your load too early.
Yeah,
like, you know, like, I don't know how to delicately say it. Like,
1 out of 5, you know, it's not that uncommon.
Fuck, like... you know, and like, but the soundtrack and the animation and like there's probably about the halfway, like the 4th episode, he has a throwdown with an enemy, and it's like, whoa. Like, that is sweet, you know.
I heard some random, and like, don't fact check me on this, I heard randomly that like Chadwick Boseman, before he died, knew about Yasuke and wanted to do a live action version.
Whoa. Well, because
as that character, obviously.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is based on a historical figure of a black samurai in Japan.
Right.
And they take this story and they turn it into like ultra high fantasy. Dave, I'm not even kidding. We were like 30 seconds into the first episode, and I was like, "What the actual fuck are we watching?"
Yeah,
like this is not what I signed up
some
for.
Sort of like.
Yeah, it got me.
I did watch the trailer, and it looked like there was lots of kind of supernatural elements and whatnot.
See, I missed that. I wanted to go in blind. I was like, "Fucking A!" Like, this looks great. But yeah, the soundtrack is like it's. I got it downloaded on Spotify. I listened to it all day today.
Yasuke. Okay. Well,
you got to watch it. It's 6 episodes.
I was gonna say I'll probably take a look just cause, right?
You have to. It's such a quick little, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't know if that's what Netflix is going for. I was thinking too. Leanne and I were talking. I wonder if they had to make it short because of maybe the soundtrack, or they were limited, like they couldn't afford Lakeith Stanfield for various seasons.
Maybe, like what they did with Castlevania is they did a 3-episode season 1, and like they really hedged their bets as they were like getting their own animation stuff up and running, but like who knows if that's at all related. It could be completely unrelated, because actually I think Netflix does their own animation for those shows, and clearly Mappa did this one, so I don't know. Who knows?
And it clearly looks like Mappa. That's the thing. Like, to the good and the bad. Like they clearly have their style.
Yeah.
And it's here in spades. Like just
so.
Also bad CG, plain and simple.
Yeah. So speaking of Mappa and bad CG, things that go together, this is actually the thing I wanted to shout out this week is Corridor Crew. They're a YouTube channel called Corridor Crew.
Sent me this, yes.
Yeah. They're pretty small. They're only nearing like 5 million subscribers. So I figure if our listeners check them out, we can probably get them up to 5 million. Just like to help out the little guy. Dude, I don't know how I missed these guys. You know what it probably is? It's probably because so many of these YouTube channels now are in like the vernacular of like, professional like vocal coach reacts to live performance, and I hate that shit, right?
Sure.
I mean, I'm talking about fucking react channels all day, but it's usually like watching people react to animes that I love. It's not like people critiquing, because those are generally speaking the ones that I've seen are not great, and whatever. But so these guys are completely different. I won't spend too long on them, but what I will say is you absolutely have to check them out. They have those types of titles and thumbnails, but the difference is like it's VFX artists react and stuntmen and directors react, and all of these people are in the prime of their careers, and all of them are actively working on projects that like we both know. Like when they have like a VFX artist on, like they had a VFX guy or an animator guy on to talk about anime, and he specifically broke down Attack on Titan season 4.
Oh.
I was like, well, like this is great, but like what are his credentials? He's like, oh, you may have like some of my work in like Frozen.
Fuck.
It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So he does like a really great breakdown of like that of Mappa and Attack on Titan season 4, but also just like other stuff, like gives you like great pieces of reference that like you just aren't that we're not aware of because we aren't aware of like the industry standard, right? Like I think at one point he drops like this factoid, like a typical anime, depending on when and where it was made, has between like 3,000 to 8,000 drawings per episode. And then he goes like, but you look at random shows and depending on the budget, the studio, and this and that, he's like, Legend of Korra, between 15,000 to 18,000 drawings per episode.
Wow.
Like, and they also almost always have like behind the scenes footage that they pull showing like how a certain scene was shot. They had the stuntman on for VFX artists stuntmen react to stunts, and they've got like a dozen volumes of these, right?
Oh, you had mentioned the John Wick guys.
Yeah.
Is this what you were talking about?
No, this is different, ironically. Okay. But they had a stuntman breaking down scenes, And then same thing, like it's like stuntmen react to like Marvel stunts, and they're breaking down Civil War, and then halfway through, the guy's like, "So anyway, that's me in the Black Panther costume, and as I was jumping off this car," and it's like, wait, what? So yeah, like they have the guy that was like doing the majority of the Black Panther stunts in that movie,
the guy,
breaking down how they did it. So anyway, I would just say that they're very accredited. The editing and the direction of the videos is very high quality. Probably why they're so successful. But I was like, how did this channel just like skate by all these years?
Yeah,
well,
crazy.
Maybe not all these years. I think they're relatively new. But anyway, Quarter Crew, check them out. Stuntmen stuff, VFX stuff. They blew my fucking mind. Went on a huge fucking tear watching their shit.
Fuck, I'm gonna check some of that out.
Yeah, I think I sent you one. Maybe the one I sent to you was about the Mappa AOT stuff. But like, check out any of their, stuntmen react or any of that bullshit. It's very, very good.
Right on. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. What you got?
I got the Bad Batch, Dave.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
Bad Batch? New Star Wars show?
Oh, fuck. Duh. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so
I've never seen any of the Star Wars anime. Boom. It's on.
Okay, well, all right. So I'm gonna fucking chew your ear off for the next 20 minutes. Dave, this is no hyperbole.
Oh boy.
The Star Wars animated shows, so Clone Wars, Rebels, and it's too early to speak of the Bad Batch. I'm not gonna do that. I love the original trilogies. I love you and I grew up on the prequels and the sequels. They are what they are. They have their moments and the one-off movies. I love it all. Like, I'm a fucking Star Wars fan. Leanne, like, the same goes for Leanne. Like, it's what we grew up with. Like, this was before Lord of the Rings, before anything. That's what we had as kids was Star Wars. Like, it's always been in our life. I fucking love it.
Yeah, boy.
But I always just never saw like these, like, Rebels and Clone Wars, and I had not the attitude. It's just like, oh, that's like, I knew it was canon, but I didn't really know what it was, and I never touched it. Leanna's brother for years has been fucking pestering me to watch these shows, so we did. We finished Mandalorian. We were like, okay, we're going back. I think we had talked about this on the show. We're going back. We're going to watch everything in order.
Yeah, you went through like a major binge, right? Because there's
major,
like a huge amount of content, right?
Insane amount. Yeah, we watched. So like, we watched, like I said, in chronological order. We watched like the first two movies, then we watched Clone Wars, and then Attack of the Clones, and then that went into Rebels. Dave, my favorite content in the entire Star Wars archives is these animated shows.
I've heard other people say that, so I don't think you're crazy.
No, I don't think I'm crazy too. I think like it's a known fact. Like but that's the benefit of of TV. Like, they can take these stories and they can give them some more context.
Did Disney own them when they started doing the anime stuff? Is that all under Disney?
No, I think Lucas himself had his hand in the cookie jar when it came to the original Clone Wars, because that was the thing at the time. It was the most expensive animated show ever made. He was throwing fucking money at it. And he, because he was just trying to fill out the Clone Wars. And, it's not just me. I never bought, like, we didn't see Darth Vader in the theater. We weren't fucking scared of him.
Right.
Because it was already, like, 20, 30 years old by the time we got to them.
Yeah.
And it was just, it never, like, genuinely, like, I know he was a badass and he had a cool story, but, like, it was never believable.
I was raised like around 7 or 8 on those originals, so I had a big nostalgia vibe for the originals. I was quite afraid of Darth Vader, but I recognize it was definitely not peak our generation.
No, but like when you watched the prequels and you saw Anakin Skywalker become Darth Vader, you're like, oh well, I guess he's evil now.
Yeah,
it was kind of it never made sense. You watch Clone Wars, you're like, fuck, Anakin had a raw deal. And
apparently it's just like seasons and seasons of progression for him, right?
The villains, like, fuck, man, the villains they have in these shows are so well written. Like, Darth Maul had the ultimate comeback in these shows, like,
and
that
heard
dude
that too. He gets the spider legs, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets that, but those move away. And that was, like, not canon for a long time. Like, I remember being at Walmart as a kid one time, and there's just, like, this $400 statue of, like, Darth Maul with spider legs. That's funny. I was like, what? Like, what is that? But, no, so, like, we love Rebels and the characters. Like, you know, it's the worlds that they build. Like, it's just so much more. It just, like, we knew the galaxy was big, but it just shows how big the galaxy is and the people that are in it. And you know, like, Rebels, you know, like, we weren't, like, super into Rebels in the first season, and then, like, it kind of, like, kicks off there, like, because Dave Filoni had his hands all over Rebels, and he's the Mandalorian guy. And, you know, like, Ahsoka Tano is, like, there's a reason she's a big fucking deal. You know, like, because she is one of the best written characters in any show we've ever seen, and it's believable, and, like, you know, like, you feel for, like, when Anakin and Ahsoka have to fucking fight each other, you know, because, like, he was, like, her father to him, and, you know, like, that was, like, his kid, and it hurts, man. Anyways, long way of getting around. The Bad Batch is here. It's back to the original Clone Wars animation style, but you can tell it has, like, the writing of Rebels, because it's Dave Filoni, like, from the get-go. So, you know, like, we're 2 episodes in there now. I think one came out on May the 4th. And then I think every Friday now there's going to be new episodes, but just, it's so beautiful. Like, the first episode is like an hour and 20 minutes. It's like a full-on movie. And I honestly didn't know that going into it. It completely caught me off. It completely caught us by surprise.
Disney Plus, I assume?
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Of course.
And, like, unreal action.
Hour
and they
20,
had, like,
that's intense.
Yeah, hour 12 or hour 20.
Sure.
And then it goes back. I think the next episode was like 30 minutes or whatever. Huh. But, it's great, man. Like, I'm just so excited to be back in the world of Star Wars.
How many episodes?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
But you're not done.
No, it's new. It's like it's week to week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Duh. Sorry, I disconnected there. I forgot. Yeah. Of course. That's killer, man.
Yeah, and we're so happy to have, like, we just, the writing in this world and the storytelling and, like, it follows this group of, like, genetically modified clones who aren't really affected by Order 66.
Oh, interesting.
Because they were modified and it fucked up their chip. So they're kind of like, and that was the thing too, everyone kind of thought it was going to be, like, following so the Bad Batch is, like, these 5 clones. You know, there's, like, the sniper, the techie guy, there's, like, the computer whiz, or the kind of like the android man, then there's, like, the big brute, and then, like, the cool leader kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of marketed as, like, these guys are going to be ripping around, like, for the Empire now, doing missions, and like, right off the bat, they're like, no, fuck this, like, this is weird, like, we're on the run.
Right.
And, you know, like, it was so cool, like, the fucking, like, I'm not going to spoil it, but, like, there's a major character from Rebels, who, like, we always knew, like, stuff about his past, and, like, some shit went down in his past, and the episode opens to, like, seeing that moment. They were involved in that moment of his, like, like, for him, like, in the past going forward and all that, like, just because obviously Rebels takes place after this. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, oh shit, this is the moment he's been talking about over, like, 4 seasons. And we can see this, like, moment where he was in so much pain and all that, and they were there, and it just fucking, like, the animation, crazy what they can do.
Did they drop this without any promo?
No, this has been announced and coming for a while, yeah.
Okay, my bad, I'm unplugged.
Yeah.
Okay, but Bad Batch.
Oh, it's good shit. And that's the thing, too, I will say, the problem, it would be very, very hard just to jump in and kind of watch
it. Apparently you're not alone. People jumped in, because those other shows are so popular and so successful, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe one day, like, I've got a significant amount. I got to finish Mandalorian. You know what I mean?
I would say do that. But that was the thing. We finished Mandalorian, and we looked at each other like, okay, we got to start from the beginning now. We watched the finale of Mandalorian, and we're like, let's fucking do this. And
you guys are animals.
Absolutely.
That's Love hilarious. Her. Yeah. All right, Bad Batch. I only have 1 or 2 other things. Both are pretty quick. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, dropped a post or a trailer. Did you see that?
No. I did not. I didn't see the first one.
The first what?
Sorry, I didn't see Venom.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about Venom, like, last week? You didn't see that fucking movie?
No, I know people are in it. I didn't watch it, though.
The Tom Hardy movie?
Yeah.
You didn't see that shit?
No, dude.
Nah, dude.
Like, cheesy as fuck.
Fucking nah, dude. Pass, dude. I thought you saw it.
No.
Yeah, no. Okay, well, fucking hot take. It's not good. And the trailer for this. No, obviously it's not good. It's not good, and the trailer for the second one also looks not good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but remember you were talking about like fucking Riz Ahmed?
Yeah.
And how like he went off on how Venom was shitty.
He did an interview. I read that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
from you having the scoop on that movie, I just assumed that like you saw the movie.
No, I'm plugged in, dude.
That's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, like there's a couple good moments, you know what I mean? And like I remember like at the time people were like, yeah, see, like Sony doesn't need to try and make their own universe. They can just make like shitty Venom movies and like they still make money, because it did like make money, you know, fucking Tom Hardy. But like even he wasn't great in it. Anyway, I thought it was just like not good. And
the most I've seen in that movie, there was like when it was, I think, leading up to the movie coming out, I would get just absolutely assaulted with YouTube ads.
Yeah.
Ads of, it was just like a 5-second clip of, it was so strange because like you don't see movie ads like this very often, but you would get the ad and it was a scene of him, I think in like a convenience store,
like a turd in the wind.
No,
That's
it was
like
like
a
him eating someone.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like he's talking to a guy and then like Venom, it's like him and then Venom kind of comes out of him and like snatches the guy up.
Yeah.
And then it's like Venom in theaters, like da-da-da-da, and then like they click to skip ad and I was like, yeah, I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, it was not good.
No.
The trailer, it looks not good. You know who's fucking what we've talked about, like actors that can just crush and then sell out. Like Riz Ahmed, like I think we were talking about him in the context that like he's had good movies and bad movies.
Sure.
Like Venom being one of them, and you know sometimes it has nothing to do with them, right? Like I consider Tom Hardy to be a pretty
one for them,
guy.
one for me.
What?
Like one for them, one for me kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like his actual philosophy, but he does seem to do like, you know, really great character pieces and like character acting sometimes, and then other times you're like, oh wait, you're starring in Venom. You know who's the ultimate guy for that?
Who?
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, don't talk shit about Woody.
No, I'm not talking shit about Woody, dude. I don't know if this is true, but I'm gonna say it with enough confidence it's gonna sound true. True Detective Season 1 is like the only show ever to have 2 leads both get nominated for Best Outstanding Lead Performance, and that was McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Crushed it.
Woody Harrelson crushed that fucking series. He's unbelievable.
Everything. No, Dave, so I know where you're going with this. Woody Harrelson is one of those actors, it does not matter the caliber of the content that he is in. He
raises it. Yeah. He raises the bar.
Well, it's not even that he raises the bar. He just 100%, like, he does not fluff roles. Like, even in the stuff that's not great, if they're looking for Goofy, Woody shows up and he does fucking Goofy.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Like, he's a chameleon that way. Like, he is one of those actors, I will never fault him for fucking anything that he does, because I've genuinely never seen him in a role where I'm not like, fucking A. Keep on keeping on, Woody. Like, he's honestly in my top 10.
Interesting.
Of all time. I love Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I'm not dumping on Woody, because like I just said, I think he crushes. That said, pretty sure this is going to be a stinker. He's playing Carnage. Spoiler.
I knew that,
That's why
that was
I'm
at the end of
him on.
Venom. That was the...
Yeah, so he's...
But Venom fucking killed at the box office.
That's at the end of Venom, you say, having never seen Venom. See why I thought you saw this movie? Because you know everything about it.
I follow this shit. I'm very interested in movie media and the news and box office stuff. Like, it's a hobby. But, like, hilarious. Venom was a huge... There's a reason they're making this movie, Dave.
Oh, no, no. I'm not disagreeing. I said that earlier. Like, it did well. People were stoked on it. You know, Tom Hardy movie.
They're probably leaning into the camp.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. I don't know. Like, you gotta... I mean, to talk about it more, you'd have to see it. But, like... Because I don't know if it was camp so much as it was just kind of fucking weird and, like, kind of... Like, yo, I love me some Tom Hardy, dude. His accent's all over the fucking place in this movie. The CG, all over the fucking place. Like, it's just kind of hit and miss. It's like, what are we going for here?
He has a weird fascination of, like, muffled voices.
Yeah, I don't know.
And covering himself in, like, because he did that Capone movie. He's, like, unrecognizable. You can't understand him.
Yeah.
There's, Bane, obviously, Dunkirk, like he has this career of hiding himself.
Anyway, I would just call the movie uneven, and I looked at the trailer and I was like, I'm not going like that. But like, am I gonna watch it? Like, yeah.
What if I put that on right now?
Put what on?
I'm gonna watch the Carnage trailer with you.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna put it on Carnage. If I just look up Carnage, it's gonna pull up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let there be carnage. Attaboy.
Yeah,
fucking
Carnage.
Alright.
Go ahead.
I'm watching it right now.
An animal. I'm watching it too.
He's chopping up. Oh, he's making breakfast. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dave, this is horrible podcasting, but I am absolutely...
Don't be like, oh, I'm going to watch Carnage. This looks like the greatest thing ever. Don't say that.
This is...
I don't get this whole thing. Like, it seems like Sony's like, okay, we have one remaining Marvel character. And it's fucking... Okay. It's fucking Venom. So let's tell a story that hasn't been... I don't know.
That first 30 seconds of that trailer is a... Visually, it's actually quite interesting, like, what they do. Like, the...
Yeah.
Just, like, as a set piece. Is Venom as fucking goofy like that?
I don't know. And, I don't know, maybe someone out there is going to be like, actually, Venom has an internal monologue all throughout the comics.
I think you and I should watch Venom. That's what we should do.
Yeah, we can watch it. I mean, I've seen it. But we could.
That'd be a fun watch and record.
Turning into a drinking game or something, though. But anyway,
I'll finish that later.
That's the trailer. That's the thing that they did. We'll see how it goes. I bet it'll probably do well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Last week, quick correction for me. I called. Okay, remember we were talking about Shadow and Bone?
Yes.
I wrapped that up. I stand by everything I said. It's
apparently
fine.
Huge success.
It was very popular, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely fine, and then when like their small misses just add up to make what some might consider like a good show. Because I think it was maybe good. Yeah, it's just hard. At the end of the day, it's a 6 for me.
Sure.
For me. And it's just little things here, there, everywhere that kind of bring it down to a 6. This is not a Shadow and Bone like review, but that's just how I feel. But what I will say is that you're like, well, it's like a YA series, right? And I was like, yes. But then my immediate thought was like, but there's no like porn in it. I don't know, dude. I don't know why. You said YA, young adult series, which it is. My brain thought erotic novel. Like that's where my brain went. I was like, well, I mean, I guess it's probably raunchy in the books. I don't know. I was like, is it? And then I did Googling, and I was like, wait, no, young adult doesn't mean porn. I just think that, like, my twisted brain was like, oh, I mean, that's what teens are probably up to. They're all reading porn. Oh, my God.
That's funny.
That 50 Shades of Grey stuff. Dude, I don't know what happened there, but I short-circuited. I seg-faulted, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's probably a porn series.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that's my bad. It is, with that comment in mind, yeah, it's, like, very young adult. Like, and I'm not shitting on it. I say this in a positive way.
Yeah.
I think 17-year-olds will love the shit out of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm being positive.
I don't like the dude. He was in Westworld.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah. Is his Westworld performance is leagues better than this one.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Yeah, there's something about him. He just has one of those faces, like schmarmy. Yeah. I don't know.
God,
I don't get it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's so funny. As if I honestly I never even picked that up. That's what you were leading.
No, but I just remember because I Googled it later. I was like, young adult Shadow and Bone. I was like, oh, it's like a preteen teen book. Why did I think that? Anyway, so I hold myself accountable.
I think that's the perfect place to end it there. That's
probably
funny. Oh my God, I got tears in my eyes.
Yeah, Shadow and Bone is not based off of fantasy erotica, for anyone wondering.
But it could have been Shadow and Bonin, like
Shadow and Bone, there. The shonen, whatever.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, so check it out. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Thank you guys for listening. The post show ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
This is such a blast. We're going to continue to do it. If there's anything you would like us to try and mention or check out for future episodes of the post show,
if you guys have recommendations, hit us out. Hit us up on the socials. If I got time to burn through ReZero, I got time for some recommendations.
Exactly. Episodes usually come out same time every week. Give us a follow on all the socials. Do the like thing. You know how it works. You found yourself here. Thank you for listening. See you next week.
Later, guys.
Cheers.